Today, we're going to break down the key ideas from Dr. Stephanie Fletcher-Lardy's book, Beyond Limits. It's basically a guide for anyone who feels like they're ready to break free and build a professional life that actually means something to them.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt that way? You know, on paper, everything looks great. You've got the good job, things are fine. But you just can't shake that little voice in your head that says you're meant for something more. That feeling that you're just stuck?
Dr. Fletcher-Lardy has this absolutely perfect way of describing that feeling. She talks about the moment when, quote, the initial whisper of discontent became a roar. That is such a powerful image, right? It's that internal alarm bell that's finally loud enough that you just can't ignore it anymore.
And look, this isn't just theory for her. This comes from her own life. She had a really successful career as an epidemiologist, but that whispering roar for a bigger impact, it just kept getting louder and louder. And I think that's something a lot of us can relate to, being really good at something but not feeling truly fulfilled by it.
So, what do you do when you hear that roar? Well, Dr. Fletcher-Lardy says the journey doesn't start with updating your resume or looking for a new job title. Nope, it starts by looking inward. It all begins with understanding your why.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The book makes the point that our biggest career obstacles, they usually aren't our boss or the economy. They're our own self-limiting beliefs, what she calls our paradigms. You can think of them like a thermostat in a room, preset to a certain temperature. And if you try to change it, it'll kick on and fight to keep you right where you are, in your comfort zone.
These paradigms, our mental thermostats, they show up in really sneaky ways, which Dr. Fletcher-Lardy calls the 7 Ds. These are the mental traps we all fall into. Things like delay, where we just put off taking action forever, or disdain, where we start criticizing the very thing we want to achieve. But here's the wild part. When you feel these Ds showing up, it is not a stop sign. It's actually a green light. It's a sign that you're pushing your boundaries and you're right on the edge of growth.
Let's just zoom in on one of these, because it's a big one. Disqualification. This is that little voice, that annoying roommate in your head that says, I'm not smart enough for that, or I don't have the right experience. It's classic imposter syndrome, and it's probably one of the most common ways we sabotage ourselves. But you can fight back. You can actively repattern these thoughts. Just look at the shift here. Instead of that default thought, I don't have enough experience, you consciously reframe it. Up until now, I felt I lacked experience, but I am always capable of learning and growing. See that? That tiny phrase, up until now, it's magic. It acknowledges how you used to feel without letting it dictate your future.
Okay, so once you start taking down those internal barriers, the next step is to figure out what actually drives you. And this isn't just about what you're good at, it's about discovering your zone of genius.
Which, leads us to the biggest question of all, doesn't it? What are you truly meant to be doing with your skills and your time? What's that unique thing that only you can bring to the table?
Now, the book makes a really important distinction here between two zones. First, you've got your zone of excellence. This is stuff you do really well, people probably praise you for it, but it drains you. It takes a lot of effort. Your zone of genius, on the other hand, is what feels almost effortless. It's your natural talent, the thing that actually gives you energy and gets you excited. It's where your passion and your purpose finally click together.
So how do you find it? Well, to help you figure this out, the book lays out a framework of 10 core skill sets. These are designed to help you see your natural gifts, covering everything from words and innovation to builders and analysis. It's a practical tool to help you identify the unique way you're wired to be successful and, more importantly, fulfilled. Knowing your genius is amazing, but it's not quite enough, is it? You need a map to get to where you're going, and that's where the next crucial step comes in. You've got to build your action plan.
A good career plan is literally your roadmap. It takes that big, exciting vision of your dream career and breaks it down into real, manageable parts, from self-assessment and research all the way through to prepping for interviews. It's all about being proactive instead of just reacting to whatever comes your way.
But hey, don't get overwhelmed by all this. We can actually boil it down to 3 really essential steps. Step 1, take an honest look in the mirror and assess your skills and that zone of genius we talked about. Step 2, set clear, powerful goals. And step 3, create a real plan to get from here to there.
Now, when we talk about goals, we're not talking about vague wishes. We mean SMART goals. And this framework is so important because it turns dreams into actual objectives. Making your goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, that is the difference between just dreaming about it and actually doing it.
So as we start to pull all this together, it's really important to remember that this isn't about finding some perfect final destination. The real key takeaway here is that your career is your journey. You get to be the one who shapes it.
Because let's be real, career planning isn't something you do once, check a box, and you're done. It's a living, breathing process. It's this constant cycle of learning, checking in with yourself, and adapting as you grow and as the world around you changes.
And really, this is the ultimate goal. I think this powerful quote from Dr. Fletcher Lardy says it all. Aligning your career choices with your purpose, passion, and core values leads to harmony and creates a professional life that is deeply meaningful and authentic. So, as we wrap this up, the real work starts now. The big question isn't just about what you've learned here, it's about what you're going to do with it. So, what's the very first, maybe even tiny, step you'll take today to move toward your dream career?